Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to create a daily watch list with you, show you how I go through these stocks to find morning panic setups. And I originally recorded this on Profitly, but due to the coronavirus pandemic and everyone staying at home, the server's been really full with new day traders. So it keeps saying that it's processing the video, but last time it did this, it never actually uploaded. So here is my take at it for today. And if you made it through my weekend watch list video, kudos to you because, man, I was about to fall asleep. So, what I wanted to start off with was the stock that I talked about yesterday, NNDM. Oh, wait, no. It was NAVB. My bad. I was nervous to kind of trade this, so I only made a couple cents, which is alright, even though it turns out there's over 20 and 30 cents of upside, and I missed out on it, but that's okay. It happens. At least I was on the right track, but why I missed out on this was the fact that I was afraid of this happening again today. Now, I did a video recap on this already, and it is uploaded to Profitly, so make sure you're subscribed so you can go check that out. Now, the rest of the stocks, they are still kind of going sideways, nothing too exciting there, so I'll keep them up, but I'm not really, I'm watching them, but they're not number one on my list. And this one, SURF, is still going sideways. VBIV ended up doing a bit more of a panic today. Not number one on my watch list, just because it did that gradual decline all day, and so it's not a perfect pattern, so I'll keep it up, but it's on the back burner. NAVB is on my list more so because it did have that nice panic and it actually finished a lot higher than it started today. So this means that it could potentially keep going up higher, which would be nice. That would make for a bigger panic, but it just sets itself up for more opportunities in the future. So I am still watching this one for a morning panic to dip by into. Maybe I'll be able to redeem myself. But overall, at least I'm still green on the day, and it was a good trade. You'll just have to watch the video and see why I could have done better. So LMP ended up breaking out, which is fantastic. That's what I went over in that video, that it could potentially spike a little bit further, which is fantastic because I'm still looking for this to keep going and eventually panic down so I can dip by it. CLSN. This one's definitely up there because it spiked a lot higher today, even though it says it's down on the day. But that's okay because that sets itself up for a morning panic to dip by into. So that one's definitely on my list. And I'll do another one of these kinds of videos in the future because, like I said, I already went through all of this and it's just processing, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that it uploads to Profitly. But there'll be more opportunities in the future. But if you notice, I am looking for stocks that are multi-day runners. What do I mean by multi-day runners? They're up 1, 2, 3, 4 more days in a row. And the higher it climbs, the bigger the odds, the higher the odds that it'll have a panic, and the bigger the panic, the bigger the potential bounce. Now, it is potential bounce because they don't have to spike after that panic. We're we're weighing the odds. So hopefully it's just a nice decline, just big panic, and then hopefully the bounce. It can vary on news. I went through these and there's not a lot of recent news. In this one, pre-market loser, but other than that, I'm going off of the chart pattern. So CLSN, I like how it's been up for a few days. That's a top, definitely on my top watch list. And then I have, TLSS. It's been gradually upclimbing. There is that sideways consolidation. It does have a history of panicking and spiking. So with this going up, I know it's an OTC. I don't plan on trading it, but who knows? Maybe if it's really perfect, I might. But like I said in previous videos, I have issues with adding big enough size at the moment to actually profit from OTC. So we'll see. RENN is on my watch list too because it did spike and it did have a panic, but it's still up on the day. So the higher the climb, the better the possibilities are for a potential panic near a support line, potentially around 392. That would be almost $1 off its highs. Well, not off its highs. The highs are around 540, but it would be nearing this support, and then the next support level I'd be looking at is 328. And so anything at least 10% panic, I'm really curious in. And the reason why I say 10% panic is because that's my new rule of thumb. And why is that? Well, because every time that I've been buying panics before it has reached the 10% minimum mark, it's panicked past 10% or at least a 10%. So by waiting for 10%, I can judge better if it's going to like 20, 30, 40, 50, 90% panic, and that is just safer for me. They're more of the guidelines, really. And so that one is definitely up there on my list. MIND, I like how it's running for multiple days. As you can see, it was sideways. It broke out right here. It had another breakout, which you can buy these for the breakouts after the nice consolidation period, but that hasn't been working for my schedule. And I'm not looking at these stocks for breakouts right now. This is purely how I make my morning panic watch list. And so how they begin to be on my morning panic watch list is multiple days of breaking out. Now, whether they're several days or if they're actually breakouts, because you always want to look for multi-day runners and history of spiking in the past. Now, I apologize. I have already gone through this. Like I said, it's still processing up to Profitly, which they are overwhelmed. So, like I said, fingers crossed. Hopefully it uploads. Can't guarantee it, so I may have to do another one of these in the future, which I enjoy it, so that won't be a problem. But just to kind of show you, this has a history of going up and having panics. So the odds of it having a morning panic to dip buy into look like they're in my favor. Next, I want to look at MARK. So once it loads, because I'm doing this really quick, so I do apologize. MARK, it's starting to spike up again, and it's setting itself up for a potential panic to dip buy into. This one isn't exactly number one on my watch list, but it's definitely out of my favorites just because it's so choppy, which does mean there are more opportunities, but I get faked out and freaked out when it comes to a whole bunch of choppiness. It's hard for me to hold through it, so I just prefer a clean chart. That said, AXIM. Now, as you guys know, I haven't been... Let's see, TLSS, that's an OTC, so that needs to go to next to AXIM. So, as you guys have been following me, I've been staying away from OTCs a bit because I just don't have big enough size when I go into these things, and the commissions end up eating my account away, which I'm only down $300-400 right now, which, considering all the issues that I've been facing, isn't that bad. And it's definitely a recoverable amount, especially with my account size, which I'm down to 2,600 roughly, a little bit more than that. I'd have to check my Trader Sync account to know exactly, or my eTrade Pro account. But either way, it's not that much. And so AXIM is a perfect multi-day runner, and it's even been beautiful for the breakouts if you wanted to buy those. But like I said, I'm not buying the breakouts. But with it spiking higher, and let's see if I can show you here, it has a history of spikes. It's a previous supernova where it's gotten up to $20. So this is definitely on my radar. The float's a little bit high, but it has huge volume, and I can't resist it. So if it's too perfect this week, I might have to risk the commissions and just hope that I figure out what kind of size I need to take to be able to make a decent profit. And so my percent gains have been pretty good lately. It's just I don't take big enough size to make a considerable amount, which I'm getting better with every day. And so the next stock I want to look at is LMPX. And the reason I want to look at this is not to trade, but just to keep an eye on. And that's honestly all it is, because this stock has spiked really high in the past, and I'm just watching it really. I mean, it's gone up for a couple days and it's just coming down. Not the price action I like to see, but I just like to watch some stocks sometimes. So IZEA I have up here because it spiked again, and it's still holding green on the day. It has the potential where it could continue spiking, but I'm not looking necessarily to buy the morning panic, although it has the potential. If you go scrolling a little bit further, it has histories of panics to dip buy into. Not necessarily morning panics, although it did today a little bit. No, I wouldn't even call this a panic. It just held support. That's not a panic, but it came down off its highs, and there's some opportunity. Not my ideal setup by any means. That's why it's just on my watch. I wouldn't have even traded it. Matter of fact, I didn't trade it, and I'm not even sad for missing it, because there's no play in my opinion. This one I'm watching just because it is on the top percent list, as you can see over here on the left side of my screen, and it closed near its highs, 93.5%. So there's no play for me right now, but it doesn't hurt to have up. And INVVY, this stock just, if this video ever uploads, which I truly hope it does, you'll see that I was just, you would think that the screen is frozen. My face is just, wow. It was in the 10s, and look, oh, it's just in the 40s. It would have just been a beautiful thing to watch. I've personally just been focusing on morning panics to dip buy into instead of buying breakouts, just because of my schedule with my kid and my puppy. And so I'm missing on a lot of stuff, but I'm also learning a lot of discipline and the best setups to focus on. So I'm not really missing out on anything, and it just takes me out of the temptation. And so these are the stocks that I'm watching for tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, 2020. Just because this is on my watch list, it's a watch list, not a buy list. I'm looking at these, but just because I'm looking at them doesn't mean I'm gonna buy them. So by the time you watch this, I may or may not have traded these stocks. So hopefully this uploads and now you can see. I guess I'll go through a couple stocks just to show you what I look for and what I don't look for, since it's not necessarily fair that I've already gone through this. So as you can see, the stock's gone up, but it's dead. Not interested. Yes, it's up 77.2%, but I could care less. MIND, oh, I already have that, we went through it. MNTR. So I find all my stocks on top percent gainers, for the most part. Yeah, this is up, but it's an OTC and it's not very strong. Not interested. QNTA, let's go with ITHUF. This way it just kind of gives you guys an idea of what I look for, and yeah. See, and it's an OTC, but it's just going sideways. Yeah, it's up higher, but boring. It doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like this, 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 or this. Can you see in pattern that I'm going for? Yeah. Uptrends, 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 uptrends. I don't want any of that sideways BS. No, why even waste my time? I'm not even interested. And so, that's how I go through my stocks. For the morning panics to dip buy into, hopefully this video helps, and I hope you have a great day. Good night.